My name is Rudi Palmieri. I am a senior lecturer in communication at the University of Liverpool. And I am very happy to be here tonight to chair this meeting about education, which has been organized on the occasion of the centenary of the birth of Fr Luigi Giussani. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us online from different towns and countries. Many of you know a lot about Fr Giussani and his contribution to education, but some of you may not. So without claiming exhaustiveness, it would be impossible in such a short time. Let me briefly introduce this great educator and his thoughts about education. Fr Luigi Giussani was an Italian priest, movement of communion and liberation in the 50s. Started as a youth student group in Milan, the CL movement is nowadays present in more than 70 countries around the world. Here in the UK, it counts about 500 members, and tonight's event is an initiative by the CL community in the northwest of England. Fr Giussani became a priest in 1945 and had a promising career as a seminary, but something important happened to him that changed his path forever. As one can read in his biography, written by Alberto Savorana, following a prolonged period of illness, in the early 50s, Giussani was sent to a parish as a confessor, and this is where he started meeting with young people. The dialogue with students through confessions and on the train during his travels from the seminary to the parish allowed Fr Giussani to acknowledge the faith, religion, and Christianity. Young people were substantially ignorant about these topics. And despite declaring themselves as Christians, as a matter of fact, for them, faith had no relevant connection with life and the concrete issues that they were dealing with every day. Such an apparent gap between faith and life persuaded Fr Giussani of the emergency of educating young people and of the priority he should have in his life. Hence, the seminary and asked to work as a teacher in secondary schools. Based on his experience with students, he wrote several works on education, the most well-known and significant one being The Risk of Education. Several schools in Italy and abroad have been created by people inspired by the approach to education that Fr Giussani laid down in this book and other related publications. But for Fr Giussani, education is not just what happens in school. As he explains in the very first pages of The Risk of Education, educating young people is the main issue in society because it is through it that society is rebuilt. For Fr Giussani, a true education is such when it addresses the human heart the way God made it, with its exigencies of truth, beauty, and justice. In this book, Fr Giussani understands education like Jungmann as the introduction of the person into reality in all its factors, in the sense of guiding the human to an encounter with reality in all elements it is made of. Above all, Fr Giussani understood education as a living experience, an event, almost an adventure, rather than as a set of teaching techniques to be implemented through well-defined curricula and institutionally structured programs. Now, this view on education challenges all of us, parents, teachers, institutions, and adults at large. So, on the occasion of the centenary of Fr Giussani's birth, within the Northwest community of communal liberation, we started reflecting more explicitly on how our personal meeting with the charism of Fr Giussani influenced and still influences our own attempts to educate young people, especially in the British cultural context we live in. As many of us know, the UK education system seems in many respects to carry forward values and perspectives that hinder rather than promote an educational approach entailed by Fr Giussani's legacy. In the UK, but not only in the UK, education is often reduced to instructing learners, completing government curricula, achieving key performance indicators, and passing on behavioral rules. It may seem that schools offer little, if any, space for critical thinking, appreciation of beauty, and friendships with others, or that parents are not given the possibility to get involved in the flourishing of their children in educational settings. So a dialogue has started among us, which led to these meetings this evening. A dialogue that is ongoing. So tonight, rather than providing kind of ready-made solutions to educational issues, we would like to share with you some meaningful experiences that, on the one hand, are a testimony of the different ways in which Father Giussani can inspire our educational efforts, and on the other hand, can stimulate constructive reflections and discussions. Our three speakers tonight, Peter Kahn, who is Professor of Education at the University of Manchester and father of 7 boys, Hans van Broekman, Principal of Liverpool College and father of 5 children, and last but not least, Gioia Palmieri, who is a journalist. She's a mother of 4 children and co-founder of the MammaMia school, which she will talk about later. So let me just briefly explain how the meeting will unfold. In the first part, we will hear from our 3 speakers, and I will ask follow-up questions. This part is also video recorded, as you can see. The second part, which will not be video recorded, is based on your questions. So please don't be shy. Don't hesitate to post your questions in the chat or by raising your virtual hand on Zoom.